Welcome back, guys, to another video. I wanted to have my wanted to make a comment on the wanted to give my take on the whole Katt Williams thing. You know, I am subscribed to Club Shay Shay, and I'm also subscribed to his nightcap channel. Him and Ocho Cinco, and him and Gilbert Arenas. I'm very happy for Shannon Sharpe. I don't agree with I don't agree with many of his takes, but I like the passion in which he speaks. He speaks with a heightened sense of conviction. I liked him. I loved him on Undisputed. I think that he was the one that actually carried the show, in my opinion. I believe that he and Skip Bayless had a very, very successful dynamic. You had an older white man and a younger black man. Well, not younger in the sense that Unc is in his 20s. When I say younger, I just mean younger, an ex-athlete. And I think they worked well off of each other. One was louder, one was more mild in speaking. They were both passionate in their own ways, but I think that at certain times the relationship dynamic just doesn't work, and people just need to move in different directions. I think it was about time. I felt as if Shannon Sharpe was getting too big for the show, and he would need to be compensated as much as Skip Bayless was compensated, even though it's his show. But we all know who's carrying the show. And if you look at the numbers currently, the Undisputed numbers, they're not doing as well as they used to do with Shannon Sharpe on there. So I'm saying all that to say this: I'm happy for Shannon. I think that his growth, his channel, he's put in the hard work. He's did the things that he needed to do. He's built a large following, and the people are interested in what he's doing. And I think that the Katt Williams interview that he had, or Shannon Sharpe calls himself a conversationalist, so I'm going to call him a conversationalist. The conversation that he had with Katt Williams was great. But I want to ask you guys something, and maybe you guys may deem me to be a conspiracy theorist or a nut job or whatever you want to call me. Whatever you want to label me, it's fine. I think when certain things happen in media and social media, I'm not saying 100% of the times that this is real, but I'm starting to believe that certain things are scripted, that certain things are planned to evoke a response from the masses of people that are watching. The behind the scenes stuff that goes on with Uncle Shay Shay and his Club Shay Shay channel. He talked about trying to get this interview for a while. But I listened to Marcellus Wiley's podcast. He has a channel on YouTube. I listened to that, and he gave some interesting points that this could all be a stage setting up relevancy for Katt Williams. Not that he needs it, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to be relevant or make yourself be relevant or be more relevant at a time when you're trying to promote a tour or promote a show. Because I think that Katt Williams does have certain things lined up, and it's just the timing of it for 2024, going into the new year, and we're just not entering 2024. I think all of this is staged. I think the big, even though we understand that there's a degree of competitiveness that goes on in the comedic field, it's not as friendly as people think. Because naturally, you would think that men who make people laugh would all be friendly, but that's not the way it works. It's very competitive. But I believe that everything is staged to a degree. Why do I say that? Because there's money to be made here. There's fame to be expounded upon. There's notoriety that comes with this. People are now talking about all the people that Katt Williams talked about. People are talking about Centric Entertainer now. All right. People are talking about Kevin Hart more. People are talking about Ricky Smiley more now. People are talking about Bernie Mac. May his soul rest in peace. Or may his soul rest in strength, I should say. I don't like to say rest in peace. Rest in strength. So everyone's winning. Everyone's getting more notoriety because of Katt Williams. I'm not saying that the things he said were lies. I'm not saying that. I'm sure he believes what he said was true. But I believe when you go viral in that way and you stir up the pot and you're talking about your own field, you're basically elevating the comedic realm. Everyone now is focused on Cedric Entertainer now. Everyone's now focused on Harvey. All right, people are focusing more on these people that Katt Williams talked about. So I feel, to me, that it's all planned. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's too easy. There's nothing complex about what he did, what Katt Williams did. He came on the show. He planned for this. Very intentional. He's a very smart man, as he showed you guys on the interview. He's not an idiot. So he comes out at this opportune time, makes himself more relevant. Not that people didn't know who Katt Williams was, but if you didn't know who he was, you know about him now. To me, that's branding to me. That's a selling point. That's what I accuse Coach Prime of doing sometimes, the way he responds to certain media reporters and some of the things that he does, or some of the things that he in terms of the way he goes around carrying himself and the way he carries himself with his team. It's a branding thing. And I think that's what Katt Williams is doing. I don't think, like, he doesn't have any hate for those guys, but controversy is always a good thing. Everyone's winning. Club Shay Shay's getting millions of views. He's getting millions of views off of that interview. More people are subscribing to his channel. His nightcap channel is growing by the minute. Katt Williams is now more relevant, and all the names he dropped are now more relevant. Now everybody else who's talking about what Katt Williams says are becoming more relevant now. So he's moved the meter, he's moved the metric, and people are more excited about what Katt Williams has to say, and everyone is dissecting everything, and even I'm doing it. So it's infectious. But I don't think that what he did was. I think what he did was planned. I think they were all in on it. I think a lot of the times when we talk about movies and we talk about people doing things in real life, right? We always say, does art mimic reality or does reality mimic art? And they go hand in hand. I think media in and of itself is Hollywood, and Hollywood is a part of media. Let me explain what I mean by that. I want you guys to stay with me for a second. These guys are actors, they're comedians, right? There's a network of these men. They collaborate sometimes they help each other with jokes. They speak with producers. They do a lot of things together. They don't have to be best friends, but they work in the field. Just like if you played in the NFL or played in the NBA, doesn't mean you have to like everybody that you worked with, but there's a good chance that you ran into several of these people that are in the field because you work in the same field or in the same career. So being a comedian is a career because you have to work on your craft and write your jokes. And even if you're not writing your jokes and someone's writing them for you, you have to be the one to get on stage and perform them. I think that what goes on in the world that we think is real, because the interview is not, well, you guys don't think that the interview was staged, right? You just think it was a normal conversation between Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams. I'm here to tell you guys that I believe that everyone is in on it. Katt Williams, Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer. I keep forgetting the guy's name. I don't know. Is it Harvey? Harvey, the guy with the hair thing, with the hairdo. Forgot his name. Bernie Mac. Everybody he mentioned was calculated. I don't think he mentioned those names by accident. He came on there to make a point, as he did, and that's what we perceive him to have done. But I'm telling you to think a little bit deeper, that was planned. I'm gonna go on the show, bring in the new year with a bang. I'm gonna stir some controversy, but it's gonna be okay. People are gonna think that we have some sort of conflict amongst each other, but we're all going to get paid because of it. Because guess what? Right now, if Cedric the Entertainer wanted to start and do a show or do a tour, more people will tune in because they want to hear what he has to say. He becomes more relevant now because now people are waiting to see how Cedric the Entertainer responds to what Katt Williams said, and many people have already tuned in. He's already made videos responding to what Katt Williams said. So I think this was all planned to me. It's too easy. These guys are in a money-making business, and good attention, bad attention is all attention. You know, whatever you do to remain relevant is going to be done. And Katt Williams is a master architect of that venture. He did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't need to get on there and do that, but he wanted to set the record straight. But I'm telling you that before he did that, he let them know what he was going to do. I don't think those men are surprised. And I think their response to his comments and claims makes it more believable that this was not planned. But I'm going to go a step further and say I think it's planned. That's what I think. I don't have any evidence. I don't have any sources. I'm just a person that it's hard for me to take things for face value when things go that big, right? When something elicits a massive response from people and people are tuning in to watch, I tend to think that more things often than not are planned and choreographed and scripted out before they actually happen, especially when it draws and elicits an emotional response from many people. And that's what this conversation between Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe did. You know, it's to remain relevant. And Katt Williams, he's masterful at that. Very intelligent man. Now he's going to get more recognition for his show that's coming up. He's going to be more, relevant. People are going to tune in more. And whatever he's promoting is going to go a long way. So, yeah, that's what I think. That's just my take on it. I'm not deep into the comedic field. I don't know. I mean, I don't even think I watched Next Friday. I don't even think I watched the first. If I did watch the first Friday, it was in glimpses and spots because so many people were talking about it, so I would catch like little glimpses of it. I can't remember much about it because if I did watch it, it was probably only once, but many people that I know have watched it numerous times. They can actually recite the lines and tell you what's going to happen next. I wasn't that into that movie like that. And Friday After Next, I don't even remember what happened. So the playing the Santa Claus or the pimp, I don't know much about that. But what I do know is there's a tendency of man and the tendency of mankind. And we tend to, especially in the realm of social media, where information controls the meter. It dictates the narrative and it dictates what people are talking about. And right now, everyone's talking about that Katt Williams interview or that Katt Williams conversation with Shannon Sharpe, and it's gone viral. It's broken the internet actually. But I wouldn't be shocked if that was planned. But we'll never know. Most people take it for face value and they get into the he said, she said thing. And we just have to be careful when things hit on that level and hit at that magnitude. We have to be very clever in how we receive it. Because it's not beyond the realm of possibilities to say that was planned. It's a comedy fraternity. You're trying to tell me that those guys are against each other? The things he says, when he says I've had 12 shows, he had 4. And if you think about it, it's almost as if, and some lady made a comment on a Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams comment thread. She said it was like this man, and when she said this man, she was referring to Katt Williams. She said it was as if this man sat down and did a stand-up show for almost 3 hours. And that's what it seemed like. Katt Williams took over the conversation. I mean, Shannon Sharp interjected his questions here and there, but it was overwhelmingly dominated by Katt Williams in the way it's supposed to be. That's what drives a conversation, especially when you're the host. You let the person speak, you give them a platform and let them go. And I think that was a show. That's why it's going viral. It was as if, and that's why I agree with that lady. It's like he did a stand-up, but he sat down and did stand-up. You know, that was when he sat down and killed it, because he was very comedic, very tongue-in-cheek in some of the things that he was saying. He knew how to merge the stories he told with a high degree of comedic, you know, posturing, but he also was smart enough to know when to pull back off of the comedy and interject some real things. So he told real stories with a very comedic, you know, layering on top of what he was saying, which made it very interesting, because he wasn't just giving facts. He gave facts, and he also threw shade at some of the people he was talking about. But that was a comedy show to me. It was almost like a battle rap when two rappers are battling each other. It's not personal. They just talk about each other on a beat, and then whoever wins, wins. That's what I feel this was like. I think that this was his coming out party, Katt Williams, to let people know who he is. And then the people he just quote unquote battled against or said things against, they're going to have their response as well. And because of this exchange, everyone's getting views and clicks. So everyone's winning. That's why I think, to me, that it's something that was thought of beforehand. I don't think they probably knew it would go this viral, but they understood that it would gain a lot of traction on the internet. And now everyone's taking advantage of it. That's just my take on it. All right, tell me what you guys think. All right, thank you guys for listening. I'll be making another video later. All right, bye-bye.